Hello everyone, this is Venus Brown and today I'll be reacting to The Crown, Season 4, Episode 1. Yes, we are switching to a new season. I don't believe there's going to be any new faces. Maybe there'll be an adjustment in time. I'm not really sure. I do know this episode is going to cover some of the things going on in Ireland, similar to some of the things that were going on in Ireland on Dairy Girls. But what I do not know is whether they're from the same time frame. In the last episode, I'm pretty sure I still hadn't even been born yet. I could be wrong, but I don't think I was. And Dairy Girls takes place in the 80s. Well, within my growing up years, not my infant years. So I really don't know how much time has elapsed between the end of season 3, the beginning of season 4. I do know that the turmoil that erupted between Britain and Ireland was a long, ongoing set of different things that occurred. So it wasn't a one and done thing. Oh yeah, I wanted to show you guys. I just got this in the mail. This is representation of me and my children. We got these two are fairly good representations of both my kids, and these two representations for me and my youngest. I can go over them later in another video, maybe if I'm thinking about it, but I don't know. I'd kind of like you to just look it up yourself and see what you find out if you don't actually know what they are. I mean, this one should be pretty standard and obvious. The other two may not be as well known, so you may not know. But go ahead and take a look. They're all based on flags. Rainbow striped flag, blue, pink, white striped flag, black, purple, white, yellow striped flag. And please, please, do not gripe and complain to me about the alphabet soup. Because frankly, I don't care. The alphabet soup isn't there for other people. The alphabet soup is actually there for individuals who fall within that. So if you don't like it, that's fine. You don't have to do anything with it. You don't have to follow it. You don't have to know it. But it's kind of nice if you know more information about other people that you don't know or understand, and about things that represent them, even if you don't agree with them. At least that's my opinion. My opinion's not always right. It's obviously not going to be the same as everyone else's. And I have this awful little pimple up here, which has been bothering me. I have been bothering it, and of course made it worse. Let's get on with it. It's a horsey. Hi, pretty horsey. You're so gorgeous.
After everything we've thrown at them, does the British presence in Ireland still endure? The Crown
So is
retreats.
this the IRA?
Ireland forever.
Fun, clever.
And unlike a certain Mrs. Parker Bowles, she's not married.
Lengths we went to.
Can't be surprised who encouraged it.
I don't know about Dickie being the only one, and he has his own mind and his own heart.
Can I leave you here for a minute?
Oh, I know what this is.
I'm not here.
Princess Diana.
I was
Like
given
his
strict
first
instructions
time
to remain
meeting.
out of sight. We're doing a Midsummer Night's Dream at school.
I love Midsummer Night's Dream.
I did not.
Bottom.
It's definitely interesting,
Yes, bottom.
but not
They
necessarily
gave
to
that
my
part to a
liking.
girl called Francesca. She wouldn't want me to scare you off.
How would you do that?
By being me.
By being a mad tree.
And it seems all novel and interesting and everything, but is one time, with one meeting, where they really didn't get to know each other at all, and we know nothing about what's really going on with her. And here is the intro for The Crown, Season 4. If you like this content, you can go ahead and click that thumbs up button. If you like, you can click the bell to subscribe. And if you click all, you'll get notifications whenever new content is loaded. You can share or even save it to watch later if you like. And there it is. The Crown. Ta-da! Now back to the show.
Of our first ever woman Prime Minister.
Okay, so whenever Margaret Thatcher first came on, it looks
Two
like.
women.
Precisely what this country needs. I rather like what I've seen of her so far.
What, headstrong, obstinate, and dangerously self-opinionated.
Really? Who else around here does that sound
Sounds like a valuable thing in the leadership world that is prized if it's a man, but not so much if it's a woman. Now, I definitely have my disagreements with Margaret Thatcher. The idea of excluding or treating a woman bad because she's all the things that they expect of a man in the same position, that just irritates piss out of me.
Your Majesty.
Mr. Wilson's second reshuffle. I got 90%.
I've found women in general tend not to be suited to high office. Come too emotional.
So this is one of the problems I do have with Margaret Thatcher, is that in spite of seeing nothing wrong with her being in a leadership position because of her being a woman, and because of all the typical things that people complain about for women, is that she also has these ideals that kind of run completely adverse of that women don't make good leaders. Too many of those same ideas that, to me, should be kind of tossed out. Your idea of what kind of a person you think most women are to say that they shouldn't be in these positions, that rubs me just as wrong as saying she shouldn't be in a leader position because she's all the things that men usually are that are tossed against women, if they happen to be that way. It's all just a bunch of hypocrisy. And it's all just a bunch of nonsense based on gendered ideals that aren't necessarily true of most females, but certainly not of all females. What of all of us females that just don't fit that feminine bill that tends to be espoused by society about females? We just don't all fit, and we shouldn't have to. We're not weird or unusual because we don't fit, even though society may try to claim we are. We're just normal people, being our normal selves, but not everyone sees it that way.
She got most of them right. She didn't guess St. John Stevens as Minister for the Arts, but that's only because she'd already correctly picked him for the lead.
Two menopausal women. That'll be a smooth ride.
I heard that.
Actual Olympian in the family.
An Olympian who spent much of the past year on her backside. Not how to ride, but who I am. With the horrors when she sits on a horse.
Of all people, should lecture me about the sanctity of marriage.
It's uncalled for.
So is your unwelcome intervention in...
Nip you.
Okay, now I don't particularly like lobster, not because it tastes gross, just because I don't care for the flavor, and it looks like a giant insect, more so than a crab, more so than a shrimp. And because it looks like a giant insect, which looks gross to me, and doesn't taste very good, that makes me, like, completely not want anything to do with it. Blech.
We're gonna throw this one back and... 1, 2, and...
Yep, I knew something's gotta happen because they were getting way too crazy with the way they were showing everything. And the music and the intensity of going back and forth. I knew something had to happen.
And they come in packs like this.
Lord Mountbatten is dead. Paul Maxwell and Lord Mountbatten's grandson, Nicholas. Lady Braben, Doreen Lady Braben, IRA, has claimed responsibility.
At Westminster Abbey.
That was my lunch bill.
Good afternoon, Venus. Get some lunch.
Okay, this might take a while, so I think I'm gonna go get lunch while this is playing.
Coffee too.
I'm back. I got some lunch, but I'm not gonna eat it till after I'm done here. I do have coffee, though, which I will drink. Nobody's stopping me from having my coffee.
Building your destiny with some sweet and innocent, well-tempered gal. No past, knows the rules, and will follow the rules. Build a new life that people will love. Honorary Grandpa.
Honorary Grandpa.
Dickie.
Placed me as father to you, rising me to a resentment of me. Not your fault, of course. I don't know. Dickie was. To us both. What are you talking about? You have a father.
Yeah, father who is constantly shunning his son. You have a lot of characteristics that are very unappealing, at least on this show.
Gone and not forgotten, we got 18 on Mountbatten. To Irish
I remember hearing
Lord
that line
Mountbatten
before.
was the ultimate symbol of imperialist oppression. Where is their grand funeral or solemn state occasion? Innocent civilians murdered by the British on Bloody Sunday.
Clear.
Wow. Double, and she seems to be coming in short. No.
Yes.
How are we doing? There we go.
Got my stomach all in knots.
Yes.
Wonderful. You go. Such a noise.
Was he? Do with cheering up.
Yes.
Thank you. I'm sorry, we haven't met.
We have.
Oh, but we have.
I was in costume at the time. Sarah Spencer's younger sister.
The Mad Tree.
Diana.
Yes.
I just wanted to say you're very much in my thoughts.
She works part-time at a kindergarten.
Oh, she's a teacher.
No, for that you'd need actual qualifications. More of a helper out.
Cleaning lady. Is she fun?
She can be
Is
great
she
fun.
fun?
I'm sure all the kids love her.
Different number first.
Of course.
They present this as if both of them are kind of like all in on it and okay with everything that was going on, but my understanding was that it wasn't really so much like this, so maybe the representation is a little off. I'm not sure. My understanding was that we kind of got thrown into things, didn't necessarily really know each other all that well. I don't know how true that is. Is it right? I don't know. I guess I'd have to do more looking in on that stuff. You don't always get accurate information from media and shows and even documentaries, so you never really know for sure that what you're hearing is actually true. Prime Minister of the United Kingdom, 1979 to 1990. So I was born at this time, been alive for a few short years. The events that were going on last episode of season 3 with Llewellyn went on between 1973 and 1976. It's been a few years, but not a lot of years. I would venture to say that the things that happened in this episode probably contribute to a lot of bad feelings from the Crown to the IRA, but I don't know how bad those feelings were before that point. It's so muddled up and confusing to me that it's hard to keep up. Probably partially my brain injury, but partially the way I've kind of always been, because even when I was a kid growing up, way before I ever had this head injury, I really had a hard time keeping up with names and dates and stuff like that in history. Those context and stories are going to be harder for me to retain now that I've had this head injury. The whole thing with trying to retain names and dates and things like that was already an issue before then. I will see you next week when we start episode 2 of season 4 of The Crown. See you then.
Until next time, I'll see you when I see you. If you like this video, please click the like button. If you want more content, click subscribe. If you click that little bell and click all, then you'll get more content notifications.